Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Troy White. You should already know me by now. Today, what we're going to talk about is creating a social enterprise. Social enterprise is another way of saying a business. However, I am distinguishing a social enterprise as a business that does some sort of social good. Now, so who determines whether it's a social good or ill, right? It's up to you. But since I'm talking to you, I'm going to give you my definition. And that social enterprise that does a social good is one that contributes in a positive way to your community in some sort of way. And we could dive deeper into that, but essentially a business that's doing well, that's helping others in some sort of way. And that's a very loose description, but you understand what I'm talking about. So even whatever your business is, you could find a way to make it a company that is doing well, that is doing good for the community. All right, I'm gonna start off with the warm-up activity. Write down if you're on scratch paper, or if you got the workbook, or if you have the worksheet, which you should have if you're taking the course. Follow along, write down what this quote means to you. There is no excuse for not being able to find a solution to any problem your business might face. With the vast amount of information and expertise available online, there are a multitude of valuable resources online for business startups. What does that mean to you? And think about how what you believe about that, how you've utilized that, if you have or if you have not. Do you have difficulty with that or not? Just write down your thoughts on it. All right, let's get into it. So, action plan for starting a social enterprise. Okay. First, you have to conduct market research. Goes back to our quote. So, market research can be done on the internet, and there's this deep dives. You can go into the research of your business concept, your business idea. And, most people take that one lightly, and I used to interpret it as they're taking it lightly, but what I've come to realize is people don't know how to research effectively. I used to work at a research library, so I learned lots of ways to do research. But this is going to be your number one tool to start your business. And it's going to be your best friend. It's hard to explain that to you really as well. But let's just talk about how you do research. And we're going to pick a business that, like we usually do, I'm going to show you a gizmo I have. This thing right here. It lights up. It's for your camera, it's for your phone. So it does this. Let me show you what it does. You put this thing on your cell phone. So if you're taking a selfie or, I could record a video for you right here on my phone. So this is just a little cheap thing, right? It only cost me, I'm gonna say about $10, something like that. So let's say this is your business, and I'm just picking this. I didn't think of this in advance, right? So if your business creates this, you decide, what, I think you came up with this idea. I want to create a new thing for cell phones and selfies. So you have a similar idea, and let's take this as a sample. Okay, I'm looking at it. It's made of plastic. It's got a hinge in it. So there's a metal, twisty little, I don't know what it's called, but you would know what I'm talking about if you saw it. And then you know, there's a section you put a battery in here. It's got a few screws, and that's about it. So let's say this is your business idea, this little thing right here, right? And people make millions of dollars on these little things. Little things is just, you know, cheap, so you sell them to the masses. It doesn't have to be a big time, long term business for you. Your business model might be, I'm going to create a little thing, sell it, and until people stop being interested in it, and then I'll think up a new thing. And there are many people, millions, who that's their business model. They just make stuff, sell stuff, on to the next. So how would I come up with this? So if it was me, I'm going to do the research. I'm going to research plastic companies in my area. I'm going to research 3D printing companies. I'm going to research CAD design companies, and I'm calling them companies, people, freelancers. You know, they don't have to be a company, whoever can do it. And I'm gonna research injection molding. There's a light that has to go in here. These are LED lights. I'm gonna do research on LED lights. And I want to research the suppliers of them, the designers, designers. So what type of design would that be, right? You're gonna have to do research to find out that. I'm gonna give you a jump ahead on your research. So, industrial design. Some industrial design is a type of a designer that designs products for industry. All sorts of products. They even do like the labels and the packaging. You know, there's a specialist within there. So as you need a starting point for your research, and you need to dive deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and sideways and sideways and sideways and sideways, top ways, bottom ways, keywords, tool and die, injection molding, 3D printing. So let's just harp on the 3D printing and aspect and the LED lights. So I would search for a 3D printer, an individual or company that does 3D printing for, you know, one-off clients like we would be. And I'm going to research which type of 3D printers are best to use for this type of thing, because there are different type of 3D printers that print different type of things. There are different type of materials that they use. And so I want to understand the mechanics of it, because that's going to help me understand where to go for the right person, the right company that's going to make my thing. And so I want to know, how much do the 3D printers cost? I want to know, where do the 3D printers come from? I want to know who's buying these 3D printers. I want to know everything I can find out about 3D printers. Everything that you think is irrelevant about a 3D printer. So let's say I find out 101 facts about 3D printing. Well, I might only need to act upon 5 of those facts, but I wouldn't know which 5 it is until I found the 101. So let's move to the LED lights. So there's probably an enormous amount I could find on LED lights. I want to know, how much are they? Where are they coming from? Where's the cheapest I could get them? Are they in China, or are they in Taiwan, or are they right around the corner? These are lots of little lights. You can't tell that, but you know, it can get brighter and brighter. So that's another thing. Which lights? I need the lights that have 3 levels of brightness. I'm sure there's a different price point for those versus one that's just on and off. Maybe there's a switch component inside this thing, just turn them on and off. Or maybe the different switch can give different levels of brightness. Maybe it's not the bulb, maybe it's the switch. Just like your light dimmer at your house on the wall. So I'm making this up. I don't know if those are the important information that I need to know, but that's the type. You just need to know all of it. You taking notes on everything about anything that got anything to do with the thing that you're working on. So conduct market research. So that's not market research is not just a product. It's everything about the product and who you're going to sell it to, who uses it, why do they use it, where do they use it, how often do they use it, how valuable is it to them. This goes to not just how you're going to get it made, how much it's going to cost you to get it made, what's the ideal size of the product, what's the ideal amount of products you need to make, what are the components that go into making your one product. Is vast. You can't know ahead of time what you need to know. So know it all. And then you can start throwing out the information that you don't need. And I bet you're gonna need to come back to some of that info. So you won't be throwing it out, you'll be setting it to the side. Okay, that's on market research. What else? What else is important in terms of your action plan? Develop some financial projections and a timeline for your business. Whoa, this is important. Let's say you have an auto body shop that you want to create. That's so important because you need to know how much you're going to be making. So your projections, you work backwards. First, you need to know what you want to make, and then you work backwards to determine what you're going to have to do to make that amount. And okay, so if you're in a body shop, you need to know the timeline because you're going to get the facility, then you're going to, let's say you're on a bootstrap budget, right? You're going to have to pay for different things at different times before the door is open. So you need a timeline and you need to project your financial projections to line up parallel with your timeline. And because I can't pay too much for this stuff, I know that I have little money, so I need to spend little at a time to do as much as I can. And then when I get to the need for the big thing, then I'll tackle that, right? But you got to think of it this way. You are also at all times trying to convince people to interact with your business, to utilize your business, and to potentially help fund your business. So if in the case of the body shop, let's say you need to get an investor or a partner, right? Well, you can't come to the partner and say, here's what I want to do. I mean, you can, but which one do you think is going to be more effective? So if I get the building and get some of the smaller equipment that I need, and then I have this potential investor come in, I show them what I've got. I say, now all I need is the big hydraulic lift over here and one over there. And I need to dig out the floor so we could, walk under there and do oil changes, right? So that expense is one that I don't have the money for, but I have proven my efforts, my intent, and my go-getterness about me that I've already got the building, I've already got these little things. I just need your help on some of these big things. So come in, partner with me, let's do this, right? Versus you just saying, hey, let's do this. We can do that, we can do this, we can do that. And with that, investor's gonna say, yeah, that sounds good. We can do it. Let's do it one day. And then he's gonna go this way, you're gonna go that way. Nothing's ever gonna get accomplished because it's your business. You need to take the action. And so that requires you to develop projections and a timeline. Identify what you need to get started. Right back to what I just said. You know you need certain equipment. You know you need the facility. There's a lot of things that you're going to determine through your research about what you need. So back to the timeline, though, all of these things work right hand in hand because you are literally the what they call it, the circus coordinator guy, the dude that's bringing the circuits together to say, okay, we got this over here, we got that over there, we got this over there, we got this over there. That's your job. You got to pull it all together, put this big show together, and bring, by the time that the door opens, everything has to be ready. So it's your job to make sure that's so. Okay, using the outline provided in the worksheet, I want you to write up a business plan for your venture. We'll get to that. I'm gonna briefly go over those steps as well, but we're gonna get to that in a moment. Participate in seminars, trade shows, and classes that will be beneficial for your business. Seminars, trade shows, and classes. This is partially what you're doing now. So this is very big. You need to be where the people that are doing the thing you want to do are. At all the conventions, they're going to be talking about all the new tools, all the new things that are available for your business to be in business. So you need to be there learning about them. Take every seminar you can that has anything to do with anything that's making your product back to this thing. So if we are making this thing, I need to be at the trade shows where they make these things, right? And I might determine, hey, I don't even need to make it. I can just hire them people over here that are making it and tell them to slap my label on there, and they'll sell that to me for $1, and I'm selling them for 10. So that will help your business model. You don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. So the way to find this out is by being at the seminars, at the trade shows, taking classes in related issues that concern your business. Review your progress each week. Very important. What have I done this week to advance my business? Your business might not have the door open yet. It might be a year away, but you need to be on top of it from this day forward and say, what have I done that's going to advance this business in terms of what research could I do? That's what really bothers me a lot when I talk to entrepreneurs who are stuck on the money thing. They say, well, I don't have the money to get started. But you don't need money to get started. You didn't need money to do none of this what I just said. Market research, you don't need money. Financial projections and a timeline, that's brain. That's not money. You need to do that. You need to come up with the projections. What's it going to cost? You can't spend no money till you know what you need. You identify what you need to get started. Again, that doesn't cost any money. That's all about reviewing your progress each week. What did I do? If your business is slated to open in a year, by the time that year comes, you should have a stack of research this high about everything that got anything to do with your business. Update and revise your goals, your strategies, and your business plan as needed. What you're going to find is, a perfect example was this thing I was just talking about. You're going to start out, you're going to say, I'll make that thing and I'll sell that thing. But remember I said, you're going to find out everything about all the machines and all the components of this. Because along the way, you're going to realize a better way to get this thing for your company so that you can sell it. You're not you're not in business to impress yourself or, oh, I can make one myself. All right, you can do that for fun. But is that the best way to sell 1 million of these for you to be sitting in your living room putting them together? No, it's probably a better way. So that's what all of this research is about, figuring out. And then you're going to need to revise the plan consistently. You're going to find out new information that, I don't even have to spend $2,000 to get all of this. I could just give this guy $100 a month. Give him $100 a month and he'll keep just spitting them out for me. And matter of fact, I'm only going to sell X amount of them per month. So why would I need a warehouse full of them before I even get started? Those are the type of realizations that you're going to come to, and it's going to require you to update and revise your goals and strategies along the way. Keep it simple. Pick 2 or 3 tasks to complete on a daily basis. That could be research. I need to research this component today. I need to find out 3 new things about the LED lights today, right? That's the type of keeping it simple tasks that you need to do. And of course, you got to stay focused to get it done. So let's get into a little bit more about the steps. First step, obviously, we talked about doing the research. Got to analyze the market and the competition. What's the competition doing? That's the first place to start. So if you did want a thing like this, then go buy this, and then break it down. Look, where'd you buy it? How did it come into your consciousness that these exist? How did you find that out? Because you want to follow that path. You want to do what they did. So you figure out how they did it. That's the market research. And an old method that is still a good method is physically go to the store. If you want an ice cream shop, well, I would encourage you to drive to where there's an ice cream shop, sit there in your car, and every time you see a customer go in there, just make a check mark. Okay, every hour, I want you to. So today, you're gonna go sit in front of this ice cream shop from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock. That's 2 hours, right? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 2 hours. You're gonna sit there for 2 hours. I just want you to make a check every customer that comes in. If you see the thing they bought, that's even better. Write down what they have. Oh, they got 2 scoops. Oh, the person got 1 scoop. They came in as a family. You got three people in the family. They all came out with ice cream, right? So over a course of a week or a month, go at a different time. So this day you went from 1 to 3. The next time you went from 4 to 6. The next time you went from 6 to 8. And so that you get a scope of what's happening in ice cream stores. That's market research right there. It didn't cost you nothing. You got better insight than you could possibly get. You just sat there and check mark. So now that would have told you the average amount of customers that come and patronize ice cream stores at certain points of the year, at certain times of the day, at certain days of the week, and the average amount of products being purchased per client. So that will again help you work backwards and help you understand what you're going to need, how much ice cream I'm going to need on hand, how many employees am I going to need, how much volume is going to be, how much money I'm going to make. And that's not just for an ice cream store, that's for anything. You need to figure out what is the best way for me to do this research. Because you can do it. You can just go stand there and watch. It doesn't matter what business it is. You can do it. All right. Step 2 is to prepare the business plan. Now, a business plan can be difficult to make. A business plan can be simple. Always start off as simple as you can, and you expand from there with your research. So the components are the executive summary. Obviously, this first part is a summary of the key points and elements of your plan. Basically, it's going to introduce, it's a paragraph or a page that tells you what is this business and what are you planning to do and why are you planning to do it. And it's, it's back to college, back to high school. You're writing a research paper. That is literally what you're doing. But this one is the most important research paper you're ever going to write because it's about your business. You need a company summary that adds the clarity about what your business is going to do and the history. And like, the reason I want to start this ice cream business is because I've always wanted ice cream. And when I was a kid, I fell in love with, Dryer's ice cream. And they used to have a manufacturing facility over by my house, and I would walk by it, and they closed down, and now I'm determined to bring this back to the community. That's the type of thing you're going to put in that company summary. Talk about your products and services and where you're getting them, how, everything I just told you about that component that the little light fixture. You're going to write down everything about that product or your service. You're going to do a market analysis. I just mentioned go stand in front of the ice cream store. That's what you're creating. Do the analysis. So you do a physical analysis, a spot check. Go do the research. It's all about the research. You're getting this information to put in here. You do your analysis, and you put in a summary of your analysis into your business plan. And then you're gonna discuss what is the internet component of your business and how that's gonna contribute to the success of your business. In today's environment, you just cannot do without that. So for the most part, we're talking about online businesses. So this is of vital importance to your business. If your business is some sort of software solution, you're going to talk about how you created, why you created, what it does, why it does what it does, and everything about it goes in here. Your web plan summary, your management team, starting with yourself. My expertise is in A, B, and C. I have experience in X amount of years in this field, which is related to, and it explains why I'm going to go at it my own. I've been training in the corporation, and now I'm going to take a component of what I've been trained at, and I'm going to do that for my own business. The financial analysis is the budget for your business, and analysis lists how much it was going to cost to start up that business. And after the startup, what it's going to require before you start making a profit, because you don't just jump in making money, right? And so you need to include all your startup costs, all your operating costs, and there's going to be time that you don't get paid. And so how will you survive if your business is not making money? So there's that transition period. So you need to figure that out, because it's not gonna work if you don't do it, right? If you're the only one who's running it, so you've got to figure that out. Let's cover some of the definitions and terms for social enterprise. First, a business plan. What we've been talking about. It is a summary of how a business owner, manager, or entrepreneur intends to organize an entrepreneurial endeavor and implement activities necessary for the venture to succeed. That's the purpose of the plan. And the plan is for you, more so than for you to try to convince an investor or whatnot. The plan is for you. You need this plan to follow. You need to follow the plan. So you need to create the plan, because you can't just be making it up on the fly. It's not going to work. So you need a detailed plan. And you need to consider yourself as an investor. You need to convince. And too often we create the idea, I'm going to start a vegan restaurant, right? And that's just your determination drive. But you need to do the research. You're putting this vegan restaurant right in the heart of Texas, where everybody is eating meat. There's no vegans around there, right? So maybe you didn't do the right research. Maybe if you would put it in the town right next to the town where you put it at, they got a lot of vegans over there. You put it in the wrong spot. The market research is going to tell you all of this, man. Marketing plan, a written document that details the necessary steps to achieve one or more marketing objectives for your product, service, brand, or product line. Strategic plan, important. That's the difference than a marketing plan. Is a written document that describes an organization's short, mid, and long-term goals and objectives, and a priority of actions that they are going to need to take. So where am I going in the short run, medium term, and long term? And how am I going to get there? And what action do I need to take now to make sure that those goals are achieved? That's what your strategic plan is. Strategic planning is an organization's process of defining its strategy or direction and making decisions about allocating resources to pursue this strategy. So, that's what a social enterprise is and how it can develop for you and how you're going to get this. So we talked about starting an online business, and a social enterprise and an online business are one and the same, but different. A social enterprise, as I said before, is about doing a social good with business, because we know that money makes the world go round. The squeaky wheels are greased by money. Nothing happens until people get paid. Nobody's gonna move until you put money in their pocket. How do you get politicians and those who are in your way, stopping your business from moving forward? How do you get them to, and not just politicians, but vendors, suppliers, and all? How do you get them to be on your side when they're complaining? You need to shove money in their mouth. That's the only way to get them to shut up. That's the way it works. So you need to have a plan to do social good. You're gonna need money to do it. People often want to have a nonprofit, but you'll realize how much work that is and how much money is required. And then you realize the value of money, because money is not the root of all evil and all of that stuff. It's the number one tool that is required to get people to do something. That's all it is. So you got to figure out how to shove money at people all the time. Everyone who's got anything to do with your business needs to prosper for you to prosper. And so for you to want to achieve a social good with your business, your social good also has to provide an economic good for it to function, or the door is going to close. Nobody wants to help you, because all those vendors and suppliers and potential employees and contractors that you're going to use, you're the one who loves that social consciousness issue. They need a job and they're running a business. You need to grease the wheel, and the wheel gets greased with money. So keep that in mind, and it is possible to do any social good that you want. And I believe you could do it better as a profit-making business entity than you could as a nonprofit. And I can tell you that from experience. I got a nonprofit. So it costs money. I funnel money into that thing. That thing don't pay me. So that's it for today. And we'll cover our next issue tomorrow, or if you click to it right now. Thanks for listening. We'll talk later.